made my day.
You make it.
You're the best man.
She's a babe. She's a babe.
Thanks, bro.
She's a babe.
Thanks, bro.
I like the way you sing.
I love you even when you're sick.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. We are live over YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as Twitter. Welcome to another episode of Alive with me, Daphne Eiking. I hope everyone is slowly getting into the groove of things as we enter July's edition of the Recovery Movement Control Order, or the RMCO. Now today we are going to rehash and focus on tourism as well as retail in particular. Why? Let's take a look at this. Basically, down below, as well as Ripcle, have collaborated with 100 over people who are contributing to raise funds for the SPCA Kota Kinabalu. And we're doing two things in one. We're also going to be planting corals and doing a beach cleanup this whole day today, this Sunday, and feels good because vibes are very positive. Hello!
I'll see you guys inside. Hey! High five! There you go.
Yeah, you did.
Get it into a nice position and then feed your tie through, and then you can pull it up nice and tight. Coral reefs take many decades to evolve, thousands of years in some cases. We have a lot of branching corals here which grow fairly quickly. I would expect within 5 years we'll see a respectable amount of growth. It won't go crazy, but certainly we will see a noticeable impact, I would expect, within 5 years.
So we're just done planting the corals earlier on. Unfortunately, we ran out of cable ties, and we hoped that we managed to get some shots underneath, because after that everyone started going down. The sand was sort of fucking up our visibility, but yeah, other than that I think it was amazing. That was my first time actually going down under. I've planted corals before, but outside, and then they got divers to go and plant it, but this is the first time I'm doing it for myself. How did you find today's event?
It was very fun.
Fun?
Yeah.
Did you guys manage to plant a lot of corals?
Yeah.
Oh my god, Justin Bieber! Justin Bieber! Like, baby!
Oh my God, all of the profits and proceeds of the day will be donated 100% to SPCA, KK in particular, and also the Project Aware Foundation. You are the superstars today. Thank you. That's me. Over and out.
So yes, basically I was hit by the travel bug, and I was going through some really old vlogs because, since I can't fly anywhere, I might as well go through my travel vlogs, and that vlog popped up, and I just wanted to reach out to my old friends. But just before that, let's take a look at some of the stats that's taking place. We all know that 2020 was to be the big year for Malaysia's tourism sector. Hotels and airlines were expecting millions of guests, but what came instead was, as we all know, the virus, and with it the worst crisis Malaysia and all around the world, I think, has been affected by it, especially the tourism industry has ever faced. So this year, tourism was supposed to boom like never before. Worldwide, the advertising drive for the big campaign, Visit Malaysia 2020, was set in motion. I think we were expecting about 30 million tourists and supposedly a revenue of a solid 20 billion euros. Yes, that's quite a lot, huh? However, the COVID-19 pandemic has put a damper on all of this, particularly affecting more than 3.5 million people working in the tourism industry. Now, retail too was hit hard. As the coronavirus continues to spread around the world, there has been significant impacts to consumer behavior. Of course, there's also significant impacts on the product demand, not forgetting, of course, retail store factory as well as logistics services availability. Now, they say that the growth estimates for global retail in 2020 will be halved, from pre-COVID-19 forecasts. Of course, fashion, furniture and electronics retailers will be hit hardest as consumers forego some of their, purchases in favor of stocking up on food and household supplies, basically the essentials. So this is all very, very scary, but it's so true. Now, everyone is finding ways to recover, sustain and to rebuild whatever they can financially and as well as economically. So today I speak to friends. We've got Richard Swan, a Platinum Paddy Course Director and Managing Director of Down Below Marine and Wildlife Adventures in Berhad, as well as Muhammad Faisal Daud, aka Mo, in the house. Mo Faisal, who's a Marketing Manager for Rip Curl Malaysia, to share more about conserving whatever resources that they have right now, moving forward in business, as well as their plans diving into the hashtag new norm. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me.
Hey, thanks for
Aloha.
having me.
Aloha. How are the both of you been? Mo, how are things?
It has been easy. Year number 5 all the way since since we were back in the office.
Right. During the MCO, a lot of people have been putting on weight, including yours truly. You seem to be losing weight, Mo. What's been happening on your side? You've been on a diet of some sort? I don't know.
I don't really know what happened. It's just
Right.
that I woke up one day and all the all the weight just go away.
You make me jealous. Richard, I know you can't stay put at home. How was the MCO for you, Richard?
Oh my God, it was like my worst nightmare.
Oh my God.
Being locked up. I spent most of my life in the water or outside. So to be shut away inside for such a long period, really challenging, mentally as well as physically.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were suffering some mental health issues because of the MCO.
Definitely.
Did you guys learn any new skills whilst being confined safely at home, Mo?
Actually, I learned how to play the ukulele.
Really? That's a weird. Okay, that's good. Music skills is good.
Mostly like Elvis songs.
Two things that I wouldn't have, associated with you, Mo. Truly.
What is it?
That's good. So what
ukulele
songs?
and Elvis?
And Elvis, because Elvis is like my childhood sweetheart. That's my
Dude,
crush. I know.
I love the Kings, man.
You love the King. Okay, now I regret not having a ukulele with you right now, so you can play some songs.
Oh yeah, thank God.
And Richard, what about you? I mean, I know you're an outdoorsy person. I just can't imagine you not going against the rules and trying to sneak out and stuff. What have you been doing? I mean, what new skills?
Well, strangely enough, I was really very busy during that whole period because number one, obviously the business,
Right.
So we're still online, responding
Okay.
to clients and all the various things that we had going on prior to MCO. So we had to catch up with everyone there. So we had a lot of internet-based stuff to do. In addition to that, I had to learn new exercise routines, how to keep myself in reasonable shape. But just within a room space, so that was really quite new for me.
What did you do? Did you do like HIIT or?
Just various exercises, floor exercises, some routines of varying kinds, and trying to mix it up so that I stayed inspired and kept. Fitness is a big part of my life and my career, so it definitely helps in my line of work to be reasonably fit. So I didn't want to lose that, and mentally as well. It really helped me mentally to deal with it, and then really visualizing how we were going to deal with things after MCO. Life after. I'm a very much the kind of person that looks ahead. I don't look at even the day. It's always about tomorrow. What are we going to do? How are we going to overcome the challenges? So that was very much occupying my mind, and I found myself very busy throughout. And then in addition to that, Daphne, that we're already dealing with rescue animals. So we were feeding stray animals. So we had special passes, so we were able to go out.
Oh, bless you.
Stray animals. So that was kind of again mentally very rewarding, as well as being able to physically get out of the house and do stuff there. So we were incredibly busy, funnily enough.
That's why I was telling a lot of people since I started this online show that there is a blessing to it. It's a reset button per se. Now, the reason why I paired the both of you together for this actual live interview is because the last time we all were together was for the Down Below and Ripco Marine Conservation Program that we did back in 2017, 3 years ago, guys.
Wow, where does it go?
That's crazy, right? But 2020 is already like, for me, already like, ugh, where did it go, you know? The coronavirus has affected everyone worldwide, of course, including scuba divers, from individual travelers to dive shops and liveaboard operators. You know, you spoke about, Richard, how you had to mentally reset and find ways to move business forward. How was it for the first few weeks when you knew that, okay, this MCO is taking place, because everything was uncertain? And when did you know that you had to come up with this crisis management plan to sadly let people go under your team?
I think that, you know, as in crisis management, generally speaking, I knew before even the MCO was in place that we were going to need to change things. We were fortunate in the sense that our company was very busy right up to MCO. We don't really deal with the China market, so we had the European market predominantly.
Right.
In fact, the rest of world market, I should say, well, not even just European.
Yeah.
So we were very busy with various projects right up until literally the MCO. In fact, we even had people in the country during MCO that couldn't really get out.
Oh, that's right.
Of programs. So, but I knew really early on, I was watching other companies, I was seeing what was happening in the world around us. And obviously, you know, from a business perspective, I could see that that was going to be damaging. You know, it just really, I've got my eyes wide open in the sense that I can clearly see that this is going to affect the entire planet, and has. We didn't really know that we were going to be on lockdown for so long.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Yeah, I think the government did a good job in drip feeding us that, you know, if they suddenly said to us, oh, you're going to have 2 months of lockdown, I think everyone would have gone crazy, you know, but the fact that they slowly released the information, which could seem frustrating at the time, but I think it helped people.
I think they didn't want to shock us Malaysians.
Well, it helped shock the world, you know. It's not Malaysia has done a great job here. I've got to tell you, you know, compared to many countries around the world, these guys have done an awesome job. We've got everything to be proud of. I couldn't be wishing to live in a better place, quite frankly. But, you know, just being able to deal with it mentally, wherever you are, you know, being drip fed that information and then slowly being able to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Great deal, I think. So yeah, but I knew early on that we were going to need to take some serious action, and so we did, you know.
And that was very painful for you guys, because you're like a family.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult. You know, I think that from a personal perspective, I feel this immense responsibility to the entire team, but we had to look at the bigger picture and say, well, okay, how are we going to survive as a team?
Yeah.
And so naturally there are going to be some casualties, but you know, we tried to be sensible and intelligent about it and understand it. And,
yeah.
You know, I've got to say our team were really good about it. You know, they were really understanding, and I think
It was mostly what mostly though the operators, the divers, not so much the admin, or
actually it's a bit of everything.
Oh, right.
You know, a little bit of everywhere. Obviously, the office team are the ones that sell the programs for the operations team to function. Back office, the accounts all spin off of profits and sales. So, you know, and then our retail shop and our adventure lodge all combined, you know, our accommodation, you know, being empty. So we had to come up with plans, you know, and strategies to overcome. We've been doing that, you know, and fingers crossed, we are building ourselves into a stronger place. And I'd like to think we're going to weather this storm. I'm absolutely determined to be last man standing. So just driving me big time, you know.
How are the other dive centers around Sabah?
Well, I can't really comment too much about those guys. I mean,
everyone's facing. I mean, everyone's definitely facing it. But anyone has actually closed down, or? Stop.
Yeah, I mean, there are some
Oh,
companies
that's a pity.
that sadly have had to close, and you know, like I say, it's hard for me to comment on people. But I
Yeah.
think everyone's just trying to fight the battle, and
I'm sure.
if I'm honest, I feel that there is a sense of unity among businesses
Absolutely.
and business owners, and generally the whole you know, population. I think that that's an area where Malaysia is particularly strong. Patriotism, supporting each other, is something in this country that is natural, and the government does a good job at inspiring that. In other countries, sometimes that's seen in political views, not something to do. But I actually very much believe charity starts at home, and you've got to try and support each other. So, you know, I think there's been developed a sense of unity.
It's nice that an expat is saying that about Malaysia. Thank you.
Not really. I mean, I consider myself probably half Malaysian now anyway.
Love it.
I've been
You
here
are.
like 2 decades, you know, but so
Boleh bakal kau, Richard. Boleh bakal kau.
the place that I've decided to spend my life, and I'm very happy and proud to have made that decision. Actually. So
Yeah, I always say that, Richard. I mean, they should have given you a resident of Sabah.
no, I don't. No one has to give me anything. You know,
You know what I'm saying?
fortunate enough to make my own choices in life, and I followed that in my life. And
No, you are too modest. I mean, this guy,
I'm not.
this guy, he sunk his own ship off the coast of KK
No.
to cultivate the coral there. Okay, who does that?
You can't say that. We all in this together. Please don't say that. We all
He is modest, but we're going to speak more about another initiative that he's doing. So it's a win-win situation for all involved, including the animals underwater. But we're going to go into that in just a bit. Mo, you two had to do some difficult choice of letting staff go under you. I understand that you're the only one left in fact. It's quite. I mean, I was in the mall the other day and I saw Ripco stores still being up and about, and I heard that there's articles on like big brands like Zara closing down. I've got other brands closing down. What's happening with Ripco? I know Esprit has closed down.
Well, personally, I cannot speak on behalf of all the other big brands, but I'm sure they have their own plans and strategy to move forward.
Yeah.
But for us, it's not about being okay or not. You know what I mean? Obviously, within the 3 months of the CEO where the malls are closed, we cannot make any income whatsoever because our stores are all inside the malls, right? So we were hit pretty bad.
Oh man.
But I mean, I'm also feel fortunate about the management mindset and how to move forward, because we believe it's much more than just being okay or not okay. It's all about being a responsibility, having that responsibility to provide back to the community, because we've got so much good support from our customers and loyal fans in the past that we managed to to get involved with conservation program. We got involved with the surfing community to help them better the sports in Malaysia. We got involved in so many other charitable organizations just to give back to the community. So we feel like it's something that we need to keep on fighting. You know what I mean? So.
But your brick and mortar business, will that close shop, or you're gonna is the management gonna continue? Is your physical store, are there plans to close shop, or are you guys gonna just wade through until there's no choice, or what's happening?
Right now the plan is just fight. Just struggle and grind every single day to make sure that all our shops are open. I mean, we want to put ourselves in the same position with all the other Malaysians out there who's fighting hard to just maintaining their lifestyle. You know. So again, it's going back to that responsibility. As long we understand that, hey guys, we want to give our customer the best product out there, and we want to give back to the community. In order to do so, we need to open our store and then give better promotion to our customers, and just ultimately get through this hardship. And eventually we go back to the golden days, and we can go back to good old happy days.
Good old happy days, eh?
Yeah.
You spoke very briefly about your surfing team. I understand that you were the manager. How's that going? I mean, even sports was put on hold for a bit. Now things are slowly coming back into the picture. But yeah, your surfing team, what's going on with them? What's the latest updates with your surfing team? Is it Ripco Pro Gong League or something like that? What is it again?
Okay,
Mo?
basically, as a brand Rip Curl, we did establish a league that we want to run throughout Malaysia during the monsoon season called
Right.
the Rip Curl Pro Gong League.
Okay.
But unfortunately, because of the because of the MCO with the COVID-19, we have to put that on hold. But last
Okay.
year, we were involved with Persatuan Luncur Ombak Malaysia
Wow. Okay.
to send our first ever Malaysian surfing team to SEA Games.
Congrats.
Yeah, so this year again, what I learned or what I heard from the Persatuan Luncur Ombak Malaysia that they are planning to send more of our surfing athlete or surfer athletes to China for the Asian Beach Game happening at the end of the year.
So you're going to be involved in that too. That's going to keep you busy. Maybe that's why you're so
I
thin.
hope so.
Have
You're
you?
gonna
Do you
say that's
surf?
why he's losing weight. He's in the team.
No, he's not. He's managing
Excuse
it.
me?
But you can surf, right? Mo, can you surf?
I
Okay, I'll take that as a no. The
The
eye.
I
Are you a better diver
climb
or
on
a
the
better
surfboard.
surfer?
Neither.
diver definitely.
I remember when we were diving, Richard's like, Mo, stop injuring all our corals. We're just, we're rebuilding the corals, and here you are like everywhere. But you're much better. We went for a dive after that, right, Mo? Last
Right.
time at Redang.
Learned so
That's all
much.
good. Now you guys know that everyone's been affected. In fact, Joe and I even more so because we're in the entertainment industry, and entertainment compared to food and at least clothes is still like essentials. You know what I mean? Essentials. But entertainment, like nah. We've like completely no events, nothing whatsoever. So we've decided to focus on digital media, like this live stream as our new norm. What's the plan for the both of you? Let's start off with Mo. Yeah, for Rip Curl, what's your new norm? What's the plans moving forward? Are there any sales that are going crazy right now so we can get more new bikinis because I've expanded in size?
So for us, the main thing moving forward, our main strategy is just trying to put our position inside our customers' shoes or our fans' condition at the moment. So we
Right.
are constantly trying to give the best promotion, the best deal to our customers because we understand some people lost their job.
Yeah.
Some people are getting paid salary cut or so ever. So there are that kind of like urgency to whether should I get a brand new Rip Curl or not, or should I get the latest board shop whatsoever, right? So for us, we feel like, hey, you know what? Let's just lower and give them as much promotion as we possibly can without sending us to the bankruptcy lah, obviously, right? And we actually finally launched our online website. So now we could cater to all our customers that really want to buy Rip Curl from Sandakan, from the corner of Sabah or Sarawak, or
Where
even
your
Kelantan.
stores are not available, right?
Yes, where our
Okay.
store are not available, correct. So it's all about that, just heighten up our customer service, giving the best record prices for our customers, and at the end of the day, just trying to be more involved and be more aware of everyone's situation in our community of Rip Curl.
Well, I just gave birth, right? So I've expanded around my hips area. So that's why I'm looking at a new bikini. I know like you have 25% off, up to 25% off if you purchase Rip Curl products online. But I understand that on, I think starting next week, you've got like sales going up to 50%. So I think I'll wait for
Yes.
that. Is that just
Yeah,
in the
because-
stores or online?
We are trying to run for both online and inside the stores.
Okay,
just
good.
to
I'll
get
go to
that
the
kind,
stores.
yeah.
Just so that I can
But
feel it.
we have a lot of plenty more promotion coming up soon. Like you mentioned, next week definitely we have we are having a purchase with purchase where you spend
Okay.
any amount inside our store and you get Rip Curl cap or
See, I'm
for
wearing a
only
cap.
50 ringgit.
Mo, represent yo. See the
Beautiful.
love. Yeah, see the love. Yeah.
And selected item we get up to 50% discount. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. And how about you, Richard? I know you guys work fast actually. I went online to check out. I know you have you've got some sales going on for some of your dive packages. Tell us a little bit more about that. I know up to 60%, right?
Yeah. So we've got, we've obviously got various areas to our company. We've got our Adventure Lodge.
Right.
So we come up with an idea of having long stay guests in our lodge, obviously at a very low rate. So that's the local community, able to stay in the accommodation, very low price for a long stay. So that kind of just helps pay some bills. So that's kind of hopefully going to get us through till things to travelers start to come back.
Yeah.
We're also focused in our travel centre, focusing on really our business has always been niche market tourism, specialised birding trips, diving trips, that kind of thing, adventure generally. So we're focused very much on planning the business for 2021 for those niche market programs, which are still very active. And those people are very much hardcore travelers, they're not your mass tourist market. So that's kind of food for the future. We've also created a new website for adventure and lifestyle shopping. So that's an online shop.
Yeah.
I think you've got up now at
Yeah.
borneo.com. So really, we have a strong retail shop for dive equipment already and a very long standing reputation in there as being one of the best dive shops and adventure shops equipment-wise in the area. So we tapped into that success and really created the online shop. But the online shop is going to be very much about
More of your products, right? The
lifestyle.
products.
Well, it's lifestyle as well as the specialized stuff. So we're really looking at all kinds of products, but also with an environmental kind of side, so they're friendly to the environment. And we're trying to mobilize the local community in terms of manufacturing. So we're looking at things that the local community make, whether
bless
that's
you.
handicraft, even some food items.
Oh, so it's not just confined to diving equipment. I saw Rip Curl is also in there.
Lifestyle, it's completely separate entity to our current business.
Bless you. Okay.
So that was, we also found that as soon as we could get the girls back into the office after the MCO, it gave them some immediate work because we started the construction of the site and all the products being added. We've currently got about 250, 60 products on there, and we're looking to increase that range dramatically. So that's the shop side. Our retail shop has actually been doing very well in terms of as to be expected, I should say, because we're quite specialised in our actual physical shop. The local community here in Kinabalu does dive, and we have quite a good diver base here. So we really got back to basics with that. I myself have been out diving regularly, getting back to basics, guiding, being in touch with the clientele, really trying to make sure that they're all having a great time. And as you say, inspired prices. We're running flash sales, we're doing deals. We've gone live this morning, having a competition, really trying to mobilize that local community. And we're fortunate in KK to have a fairly decent client base of local divers. So the dive centres themselves are actually doing okay, as to be expected, but at least it's getting everyone doing something. So we've got around, I think about 60% of people back to work, of our team back to work.
Good.
So that's really rewarding. And although on reduced hours, at least they're taking home salary and so we can feel good about that. And then we're coming up with just various incentives, and now a new conservation idea is one of them, and that's what I was hoping you're going to help us with a little, spread that message.
That's right. So when I was in touch with the team, I found out that they are also trying to raise money for a fundraiser to help not just those who have lost work, but of course to help our environment below. It's funny, just very quickly, this is not part of what we discussed prior to this this interview, but I remember reading this article about how the MCO or the pandemic had actually improvised the air quality, because in China, especially when it hit China first, all the factories started closing down because and that's when the air started clearing up, and which they guess it's because of the pandemic. So there is a blessing in disguise. How was the water condition when no one went diving, no one did anything, even conservation work? Was it better? Was it worse? Just very quickly.
I would say the underwater environment felt to me much better.
Oh,
in
okay.
terms of the coral and the fish life.
Right.
However, what is detrimental to it is very much the environmental challenges that we face. The marine debris has got worse, not better. That's obviously floating trash, that's trash sinking. Illegal net fishing has increased. We can't preach to people too much, because ultimately everyone needs to eat. And some of the local fishermen are really struggling because they need to earn some money, they need to feed their babies, and so they're going out and they're trying their luck at net fishing in places where they shouldn't be, and we're getting much more of that kind of thing. Now, one of the things about us in the past, for the last 2 decades, we've been removing trash and cleaning beaches and removing illegally discarded nets from the environment because we're there. Now, the problem with what's going on at the moment, although we are diving, we're certainly not diving anywhere near as much as we used to. So we're not out there to see and fix the problem for free. We used to do it for free, or we would run incentives for people to join us where people would join in.
And that's where our last 2017 collaboration was with Rip Curl. Let's just take a look at that very quickly. Here's just a snippet of it.
The ocean is our life, and we need it. And people on land may not realise the connection, but all water on Earth is connected, and we need to preserve it all, and or else we're really not going to be here very long. So we need to take care of it. We have to. To be in there with like 40 plus divers and everyone really passionate about what they're doing, and that was the exciting thing for me. I love to create these projects and just see them through, and I'm always a believer in lead by example, so get in there and be with the people that are doing it.
Well, bless you, Rip Curl, as well as Down Below Adventures. Actually, I get confused. Is it Adventures Borneo or Down Below Adventures? I think it's the same with the whole... What's the difference, actually? Because actually Mo corrected me, and then I get confused.
Officially, our company name is Down Below Marine and Wildlife Adventures.
Okay, so I got that right. All right.
However, we have Adventures in Borneo as one of our brands, so we're basically branding ourselves as that. But the dive centres are Down Below Dive Centres. So we are a career development centre, a PADI dive centres.
Well, I have to really thank Mo from Rip Curl Malaysia for introducing us to you guys and having that collaboration. And now you're telling me about this fundraising initiative that the team has started. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so like I was mentioning before, Daphne, we're not out there as much to remove these nets ourselves. So come up with the idea thinking, well, okay, a lot of people out there are very disturbed by the lack of ability to travel in the immediate future. They're also disturbed that companies that they're fond of, or certainly sports and activities that they're fond of, they want to support that. And our team obviously don't have as much work as they would like, and many of our operations team are out of work at the moment or unable to work due to the COVID situation. So what we've come up with, is this concept that we've quantified how much it costs to go out and actually do a day of cleaning, whether that be removing a net, cleaning a beach, discarded trash on the surface, underwater cleans. So all marine activities. So we started this fund page where once we reach a certain amount of money, we will mobilize the team, and we will also, do a live feed of that so that people can really see where the money's going, and that we've actively engaged a marine environment conservation project. So the idea is we're not asking for cash handouts, we're asking to work, and we want to work for the environment. And for 20 years, we've done it for free, and our company has supported it. Now we're asking for people to consider contributing and helping us raise an amount of money so that we can go out on hopefully a regular basis and actually contribute to keeping our environment, our marine environment in particular, safe, clean, and free of debris. And when you read the page and see some of our previous work, you can see it's heartbreaking to see turtles or sharks caught in discarded nets. And the problem with things like discarded nets is they don't go away. They just keep on catching stuff. So if people read the page, they can really see that this is a very serious issue. And marine advocates like myself, you know, if we're there, we can immediately do something. But when we're not there, because we don't have the work to be there, we need some support. So we're hoping that people around the planet, I mean, I'm hoping that corporations will get on board with this rather than just people that don't have much money themselves.
What is your target? About 20, was it 20,000?
Yeah, something like that. That's US actually.
Okay.
You know, actually what we quantified is for around 2,500 ringgit, we can go out with the entire team with our boats and we can remove some trash for the whole day. We can load up the boats with that trash and we can dispose of that trash in the appropriate way and remove it completely from the marine environment. So that mobilises the team for a day with boats and logistics support.
How much was it again? Sorry, Richard, I missed that. How much?
2,500 ringgit. It's on the
Okay.
page basically. And
Right.
but obviously we want to do this multiple times.
Yeah, you can't just do it once.
We really
Yeah.
have just a simple target where we've tried to quantify it so that we can get through till next March. If we can get through till next March by supporting this, by next March we hope that we're in business again regularly so that we can fund it again, like we have been doing for the last 2 decades. So we understand that people don't have so much money, so we're really hoping that particular corporates get on board with this and pay up a little themselves so that they can support the environment and help us help the environment. We're here, we're active, and we're professionals at being in that environment.
Absolutely, you are.
Those
indeed.
people that can't travel here, that have got corporate budgets, maybe they are the people that can really help us the most.
Any success trying to approach any corporates out there, or maybe
At
the
moment,
tourism
it's
Sabah?
Early days, we've literally only just
Okay.
opened it up, and
Right,
we've
right.
started to reach out to our commercial partners, and we really literally just got going. I think there's a couple of contributions on there already. I recently did a virtual field trip for a university in England that they normally come and see us yearly, and they do a clean-up when they're here. And because they couldn't attend, they contributed.
Oh,
So
okay.
while I did that's another new normal, you know, we did a virtual field trip. So we took Sabah to them rather than them coming to Sabah this year.
That's clever.
Yeah, I mean, you know, anything that works. It's part of their degree in the university, and they come every year. They've been coming since, I think, 2013. So, you know, we felt it was a great way of keeping them in touch with Sabah and,
Right.
and keeping our finger on the pulse and still educating those students in the university. So it was a great success, actually, and they've started to contribute. So, but we've literally only just launched it. So we're hoping.
So I will share the that link on my caption. But very quickly, what is it again? It is what do they have to type?
Well,
Help us get
I
back
think
to
the
work.
best thing to do is if anyone's unsure, they can come to us, go to our social media or indeed your
Right.
own, because
Okay.
it's just a link to the Fund Me page.
Okay.
So you know we're plastering that all over, but there it is. You know, it's just a Fund Me page. You know, really, this is just about. A lot of people ask for handouts in these funding projects, but we're not asking for a handout. We're going to work for that money, but we're working for the environment. So we feel it's a win-win, and
Yeah.
that's what we're really looking for is a win-win situation.
So basically, Richard, your conservation is about cleaning up mainly, right? And also to grow back the corals. I mean, that's the fundamental work that you guys be doing.
Yep, it's anything from beach cleaning out on the islands, specifically in our local environment. So out on the islands, you know, in the underwater and topside, whether that be beaches, as I said, dive cleanups, specifically net removal. We're very well versed in net removals, illegal discarded nets. They're often caught on the reefs and they continue to catch marine life. So they really need removing. So, you know, it's all about marine debris and marine challenges. So we will work for that money for the entire day So this is not a handout where we just put that money in our bank. We're going to be showing people what we do.
Yeah, you're quite transparent in that sense. They're
We're
very
act-
transparent. They've got all these videos and
Yeah, I mean,
footage to
there's a
prove
lot
it.
of things you see online where people are contributing money, but you don't really know where it goes. It's like gone to some organisation somewhere, and we want to show people directly where it's gone.
Absolutely.
So the contributions, once we reach a target enough for one day, we will go out and do something that day, and we'll post that on our website and our social media, so we can really see where the money's gone.
After the lockdown, Richard, did you see any? I mean, has the lockdown helped to make the underwater cleaner? Because there's not many fishing boats, or there are not many traffic on the water. So
Well, actually, Joe, there was still fishing boats. Fishing still went on because people have to eat. So it was considered an essential service. So the fishermen were still going out.
there was some bombing also, right?
Well, the policing isn't there. So when the police, it's very hard to police the ocean anyway.
Yeah.
Let alone during MCO. So I would say the marine environment did benefit. It had to benefit by a lack of people, and it's still benefiting because it's still very quiet. I mean, there is no better time to go diving than right now. I've got to tell you, I mean, I'm loving it. Seriously.
Speaking of diving, I've got a question from someone. Farhana asks, what would diving lessons or expeditions look like post-COVID-19?
Better than they did pre-COVID.
Oh,
The water's
really?
clearer. We've introduced a very strict SOP. It was one of the things I did during lockdown was immediately research my industry. I'm one of the leading people in my industry as a course director. I was in touch with the various organisations. I did my research. I wrote a completely new SOP, and we've implemented that SOP. Look, Daphne, it's really quite straightforward and simple. If you're clean and you keep your distance, you're going to prevent the spread of COVID. So we're fortunate in the sense we have a very low number of cases anyway in the whole country, quite frankly, in Sabah.
Yeah, we're very good. We're doing very well.
So, it's just a case of applying common sense. The things that are touched regularly are clean, and we've got a strict SOP that we've trained our team in, and they immediately got on board with that because they don't want to get sick either. So, we're all implementing these strict rules. So,
Craig is asking.
The SOP, easy.
That's why Craig is asking, Sabah is planning to open its border for international travellers on the 1st of September. How reliable is that? Can foreigners who transit Kuala Lumpur be able to pass through? I don't think that's a question. A question for either Mo or Richard. But Richard, do you know if?
I was just going to say, Daphne, you're quite right. It's very difficult for me to comment on governmental decisions. They're the experts. They're following their expert advice, and it's also something what I have learned since NCO, really, since as soon as we knew about COVID, the government is responding in the best way they can with the information as it goes along. So people have to be patient with decisions and the mind changing because it's a fluid situation and we have to adjust. So, you've got to think on your feet and make changes on an almost daily basis. So the government are doing their best. Whether they open on the 1st of September, who knows? But, I don't want mass tourism to come back, actually. I'm liking the quietness.
There's pros and cons. You want the business, but at the same time...
I want the right kind of business.
Exactly. I know what you're saying.
I want mass tourism. I never did. So actually, for me, I don't want that. Personally, I enjoy the environment being able to breathe, and the lack of tourist visiting is definitely an asset to that.
Yeah.
But we do need to find the balance between an income and, of course, the environment. We need to work together with the environment more as part of our future.
Yeah, because tourism in Sabah is huge. That's like their biggest money
Most
besides
definitely.
Balak and everything. Mo, even the Rip Curl Sabah store, it's quite a big. They sell quite well, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? In Sabah, orang suka bah Rip Curl.
Thank you, Sabahan. Yeah. Anyways, but as a business wise, yes, our customer made up of local and tourists make a huge amount of contribution to our our revenue and such. But what Richard said, basically he's right on the mark. Where we do ourselves as well as Rip Curl, we do want to have that kind of right of business,
Yeah.
where we have that balance. Where yes, money is good, but then if the money that comes with it will harm our planet or our community in certain way, that's something we try to avoid ourselves being a part of. You know what I mean?
I'm curious about the.
Beautiful.
You know how they don't allow fittings in the stores? Is it now open or is not? I get sometimes a bit confused.
Certain places are allowing now.
Okay.
Sabah at the moment, I don't think they allow what they call.
Oh, it
customer
depends on
to-
different states.
Yes,
It's not.
uh,
I thought it was across
Yes,
the board.
exactly. But then we did have that kind of problem where, you know, obviously when customers come to the store, when they want to buy a certain thing, they want to look good
Yeah.
at it, so they have to try it out.
Correct.
Right. So the fact that they are not allowed to do so, it really impacted.
It does
on-
dampens, right?
Exactly. Whether they, you know, it affected whether they want to buy it or not.
Yeah.
But we do implement a SOP where we say that, you know, once you go home, you try it out. If you don't want it, you could just come back immediately.
Oh,
change
okay.
the
So you've
prices
got
for
that
it.
little leeway of allowing them
Exactly.
to return it and stuff.
Even though you have that leeway, you still have that kind of, you know, like for myself as well, if I go shopping and I have to like, oh, I gotta go home and try it out and then come back to change it, it's very, you know,
Mafan
very
lah.
cumbersome. Yeah, mafan lah.
Yeah.
So
There's
that
pros
plays a
and
lot
cons
of
going
factor.
digital, buying online. I know some of your stuff are being sold on Richard's new platform too. But
Oh, by the way, may I say something?
Well,
After listening to what Richard said, right, and all
Oh.
the things that he's doing,
Right.
for us as a brand, as Rip Curl, we always try to work with people that we trust and that really knows what they're doing. And you are one of the great example when we bring you over to Sabah to work with Richard, and you had so much fun. But the most important thing is that he kept everybody safe, following the exact, like the SOP to the T. He does not
Yeah.
take shortcuts. He does
He's so
not,
strict.
he really follows it to a certain point that we are like. For me, I feel safe bringing my celebrity over because I know Richard will take care of them.
Yes,
So
and
the
he
fact that
doesn't.
he's doing-
He doesn't like people shitting in his dive center also.
It's never good for business when you kill people, Mo. You know, it's just like the worst thing, man. Yeah, trying to explain away why only 10 people come back and 12 went out. It's never a good
Sure.
So, you know, we try to avoid that at all costs. So it's golden.
But again, guys, I mean, like
Yeah,
that's
right.
something like when Richard will come up with this kind of program. For me, yeah, his heart was right at where
he's
it's
at the
supposed to
right
be,
heart,
you know?
yeah, at the right place.
Correct.
Do you know that I allowed my 10-year-old, well, now she's 13, but my 10-year-old to make sure she gets certified as a junior PADI diver through this center, because I only trust this center.
Exactly.
And I remember Belle was going through, both our children, right? Arif as well as Isabel.
Yeah.
Went through it, and I remember saying this, whispering this to Azmi. I said, B, I don't remember doing this with our they're really strict. My God, Richard's really strict with his.
Because
with
us,
the
we
whole-
shortcut. We
That was
shortcut.
you.
I paid the guy $50.
No,
I said, I don't
no,
do this.
he's rubbish. He's talking nonsense. But
Well,
yeah,
you know, it's quite funny because your children have better buoyancy than Joe.
I know, right?
That's right. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, thank you so much for agreeing to be interviewed on my show. Do you have any final words for our penonton or our audience right now? Let's start off with Mo.
For me, just keep on fighting hard at this particular time of year, because don't think about getting more money whatsoever. Just think about staying afloat. Just think about maintaining yourself, and just go over this hardship. And for me, at the end of the day, it's just working together with whatever organization that you could get your hands on, and just helping each other up to fight throughout the 2020, I guess. And yeah, and check out our website as well.
Got amazing sales, especially next week, starting next week. Please follow them at Rip Curl Malaysia. And Richard, last words from you.
Yeah, my last words really just stay positive, everyone. You know, genuinely, COVID won't necessarily go away from our lives forever. But what we can do is adjust our minds and make this a better future as a result. Let's see this as a blessing, and let's try to turn this around into something positive. And if everyone can remain positive in their minds and then look to how they're going to improve the future rather than just letting the future improve for them, you've got to take action. So as a united community, we can do that. We can never do anything alone, so we need to be together on this. So for
That's
sure,
right.
we can have a brighter future. And there
Well
is one.
summarized. You will never walk
Beautiful.
alone. I think that's something that he loves. Thank you so much, Mo. Thank you so much, Richard. Send my love to Joanne, and I'll be seeing you guys hopefully real soon. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
and
you,
take
guys.
care. Bye, guys.
Oh, good to see you.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers. Or is it like that? I can't remember. All right. Well, that was Richard from. Oh my God, it's such a long name. Managing Director of Down Below Marine and Wildlife Adventures, because it's not just about diving. They also have other Borneo adventures, and that's why that's another thing that they do.
Yeah.
From climbing mountains, we
Climbing
should
mountains,
climb the mountain.
Yeah,
That should be our
everybody.
next thing. And I'm gonna go for my hike with Joanne, who is his wife and partner in this business. So that's another
And
thing.
more, we're gonna drag more in because
We have to drag Mo in.
he's single already.
Oh Allah! You know, I had to when I had to that vlog. I had to take out that part where you were forcing him to get married and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you guys once again, and I'm very confident that the tourism sector will slowly but surely make its way up again. All right, so yeah, thanks guys. See you guys. Now, very quickly, onto some news updates. According to Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Datuk Sri Nancy Shukri, in this news report, there has been an upsurge of up to 30.74% of hotel reservations nationwide, and I can see on my IG alone, everyone or most of my friends are going off for their local holidays, which is great as this helps revive the country's economy. So I'm really, I went for a staycation actually with the family for my birthday, as well as to mark my celebration of my 44 hari habis pantang. My confinement was over. So yeah, now I'm looking forward to another holiday just within Malaysia first, because we can't travel overseas. I don't think we can travel to we can travel to Sabah, tapi mahal ba dia punya tiket sekarang? Cannot, here's also another update. The Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, or MOTAC, will introduce a new campaign to replace the Visit Malaysia 2020, which was cancelled following the COVID-19 situation. And they've put in place an action plan to help revitalize the industry and to ensure the well-being of Malaysians whose livelihoods depend on this industry. What exactly these plans are going to be is still very unclear. But I do know, check this out, okay? We should have gone here when we went for our staycation. Lupa pula. KL Tower aims 30,000 visitors during We Are Free campaign. Since the campaign started early this month, in July 1st, the response has been very encouraging, and they're expecting more visitors during the weekends. In fact, when we were in KL during my birthday weekend, because we had a staycation at Wolo KL, there were a lot of people, there were a lot of shoppers, and it was good to see that everyone was following the procedure of
I don't know, the 30,000
SOP.
visitors will be like the SOP. I don't know how. There'll be no social distancing, I suppose. I wouldn't want to go KL Tower. Too many people.
Well, I'm sure they would have, like, you know, you can't go in.
Yeah, but it's free. People will be like just zaz go in there. See, that's the danger.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what is the future for retail post-COVID? Based on this Forbes article, they've sort of outlined 7 points. First, it's going to be a diversified supply chain, so a reset for all. Not everyone will be dependent on China anymore, because before this, everyone like made in China, made in China, made in China, but because China stopped, now they've sort of have more diversified supply chains. So people from Vietnam, from Spain, from here, from there will be able to contribute and to, you know, help revitalize their economy. There's going to be an acceleration of e-commerce, like what Richard had shared earlier on. Now he's already starting to sell products as well as services, not just based on adventures or diving, but also trying to rope in the locals punya products sendiri and services on that e-commerce platform. There's going to be a boost of contactless payments. In fact, here, even our supermarkets are encouraging us to go contactless payments. We don't want to handle any cash because, you know, kuturba. So then for hygienic purposes, there's going to be a re-evaluation of e-commerce. So these are all the things. You can actually take a look at this full article on Forbes. And it has all the details there. There's also going to be reimagined store pickup, where there's an option for you to collect. You know, you go online and then you just pick it up so that you can save on costs. So that's going to be a more, I don't know how it's going to be reimagined, but that's also something that they're looking in the future. And big gets bigger. You know how Amazon and Alibaba are the titans, so they're going to come out even stronger. It just works like that. The rich become richer, don't they, babe?
For sure. Look at Donald Trump.
I know, right? And technology will be interwoven with commerce like robotics to reduce human-to-human interaction. So robotics will be introduced, AI will be introduced. Although I don't know if that's a good thing also, because at the end of the day, we want to encourage people to have jobs. A lot of people have lost their livelihoods. So I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but at the same time, it's going to be more hygienic. So I guess that's all for today, folks. Thanks again to our guests for today, friends Richard as well as Mo. Thank you for Joanne for setting this up with Richard. Thank you, Mo, for coming in last minute, and I wish them all the best. And I really hope to go diving with you guys real soon. Again, if you have any feedback or topics for any suggestions for our live show, please feel free to comment below. Till then, thank you, and it's been a pleasure being alive at home with all of you. My name is Daphne Iking. He is Joe Labosi, aka Azmi Abdul Rahman, signing off, and we'll see you at our next live stream show. Take care, guys. Goodbye.
Come on, give it up.
Hope I'm funny.
Come on, give it up.
This is very exciting, very exciting. I'm glad y'all came. Don't start no shit now. What? Don't start. What? Don't start no shit.